What's up, guys? I'm out here on a 3-day trip, and I wanted to talk about the lights that I've been using, since last year. We have the LightRanger 2000s, this one and the middle one, and then on the end, it's the LightRanger 1200. I'm going to go over the differences and why you may choose one versus the other, and show you all the features that these things have. These are my go-to camping lights by far. I don't use anything else pretty much for the most part. These things are awesome. So let's go over the features and the differences between the 1200 and the 2000. Let's start with setting these up. Very simple for both models, the 1200 and the 2000. This is the 1200. You have a knob right here. Basically, you're just going to loosen that knob. That's going to allow you to start spreading the tripod base, and you're just going to take it down until wherever you want. I usually take it most of the way down to spread the legs, kind of far, to give it a good solid base, especially if it's windy. And then you just take that same knob, tighten it, and that's going to lock your legs in place. Once you do that, you can see we have 3 levers right here, one for each section. The 1200 model goes up to 9 feet, so you can extend it however you want. Each section, you can go halfway, all the way, however you want to do it. But if you extend all 3 sections fully, it's going to go up to 9 feet tall, and just like that, it's up and running, ready to go. Let me show you how to set up the 2000, because again, there is a little bit of a difference, and then we'll go over the features on each one. Okay, so here we have the 2000. Now on this, the legs actually lock in. They come like this. You can lock it in the first position or the second. Same thing for the other two. Again, I usually go all the way just because it gives it a sturdier base. So you don't have that tripod, slide up and down like on the 1200. Now, same clasping system. Now, don't pay attention to this thing on top and this piece here. Those two are accessories. I'm going to do a separate video on accessories for these lights, because they do have, a bunch of things that you can purchase separately to just make these things even better. But same clasping system. You can open the clasp. You're going to slide it. Now, the 2000 model goes all the way up to 10 feet. So however high you want to go, up to 10 feet, you can take it as high as you want to go using the same clasping system that the 1200 has. One of the nice upgrades on the 2000 is the fact that the legs have built-in tie-down spots. So you can see right here, when it's on the ground, built in to each leg, you have a built-in tie-down. So if it is really windy and you're in the grass or somewhere where you can secure it, you can literally, once it's on the ground, pop the tie-down through, hammer it into the ground, and you're good to go. It's just a better way to secure it, especially on those windy days, and if you want it up really high. The 1200 doesn't offer that, so that's just one of the upgrades that they made for the Model 2000. And when you're done with it, it just slides right back into the leg for next time. Now that you have them set up, let's talk about features. The 1200 is pretty straightforward and simple. Literally just has one button on the front of it. You push it to turn it on. If you wait a few seconds and push it again, they all go out. Now, if you want to turn, if you push it really quick, you can see a couple sides will go out, a couple will stay on. You push it again, they'll all go out. If you push it really quick twice, or I'm sorry, 3 times, you can see that only one side is going to stay on. So you do have that function on the 1200, but without the light coloring kit, they do make filters that you can purchase separately for this 1200 model that'll allow you to turn it orange, red. I believe even they have a green filter as well. I don't have the green. I do have the orange and red. But again, we're going to talk about those in the accessory video. That's the 1200. Not controllable by the app, unfortunately. So again, this is the only way you have to turn it on, unless you have the motion sensor, which also is an accessory that we're going to talk about in the next video. So simple push button right there to turn it on, off, and then again rotate around the sides. Now the 2000 has 2 buttons on the front. Of course, one's your power, and again, if you push it once, they all come on. Push it again real quick, 2 sides go out. Push it again, and just one side will stay on. Or you can turn it on, wait a couple seconds, push it, and they all go out like that. The second button on the 2000, on the LightRanger 2000, is your color mode. So this has the built-in amber and orange. You don't need that filtering kit, which is a very nice feature to have. So you can white, amber, or red. You can also dim this down. This is app controlled, and the app, in my opinion, The different colors is a very nice feature, but in my opinion, the app is the biggest difference as to why you would want to go with the LightRanger 2000 versus the 1200. The app, which I'm going to show you, is awesome. You can change the color, you can select what side you want on, you can dim it down, dim it, or turn it up. You can literally control everything about this light from the app. It'll tell you how much a battery percentage you have left. It's just an awesome feature to have on the LightRanger 2000. So I believe the last time I looked, I want to say it's maybe a $60 or $70 difference. In my opinion, well worth it, hands down. It comes in handy for sure in a lot of applications, especially if you're up in the tent and you want to control the light outside from the tent, or really anything, you know, of that nature. So that's the biggest difference. Let me show you the app real quick. As far as the 1200 concerned, basically that is what it is. It does come with a carrying bag. So again, when you're done with the 1200, you just lock everything down, loosen this knob, take the tripod base and push it up, lock the legs in place by tightening that knob. And then this is the bag that the 1200 comes with. It also comes with a charging cord and block, just so you know. Fits very easily in the bag and you're ready to go. So that's the 1200 in a nutshell. Very basic, very simple, does the job. But now let's talk about that app. I'm gonna put a screen recording on your screen so you can see what I'm looking at on my phone. But this, as I mentioned, is the biggest difference. So as you can see on the screen recording, you can control LightRanger. I know this is number 1 because I have my table base on it. LightRanger number 2, which is obviously the other one. Again, 1200 is not app controllable. So you can control each individual one by itself, or you can group them, what you see in the middle of the screen where it says 2000s. That's if I want to control them both at the same time and have them do the exact same thing, you could actually group them. So let me just show you. Right now we have LightRanger number 1 selected. You can see on the screen it's 93% charged. It powers off. So if we hit that sorry, I'm getting eaten alive by flies out here. If you hit the power button on the bottom of the screen, obviously you see it comes on. Again, the dimming, the slider, you can see there. You can see how it dims down. And then the 4 squares that you see underneath the word amber, that if you watch the light, you can see you can turn each individual side on or off. That's pretty sweet. That comes in handy when you're kind of just hanging around the campfire or whatever. If you want to just face it a certain way, that's pretty cool to have that ability to be able to do that. And then obviously you can see the amber option and the red option. Same thing, you can dim that down or turn whatever side's off that you want to turn off and back on. LightRanger 2000 is going to be the exact same thing. So let's turn number 1 off and I'll show you the grouping, how that works. So if we click in the middle where it says 2000s, you can see it's now connected to both of my lights. It's saying 93% charged because it's reading number 1 as far as battery. I think if we click on number 2 real fast, I want to say that one's like in the 80%. So if you want to know what each individual battery is, or actually, I'm sorry, LightRanger 1 is at 97. LightRanger number 2 is at 93. Okay, so back to the group. If you click on the 2000s, this is where whatever you select, both lights are going to do it. So if we hit the power button, you're going to see they both come on. If we hit red, you're going to see they both turn red. If we dim, you're going to see they both dim down. Same thing, you can turn each individual side on, off, whatever you want to do. That is, as I mentioned, probably the biggest reason you'd want to spend the extra money and go to the 2000s versus the 1200s. So the options over here kind of just gives you, you know, you can name different things. You can turn on emergency flashing. You can disconnect the group, you know, all that sort of stuff there. So this app is priceless in my opinion, well worth the extra money to jump up to the 2000s. This model also comes with a little bit heavy duty, more of a heavy duty bag. Has a pouch inside that carries your charging block and your charging cord. It does still fit on there. Next video when we talk more about the accessories, the light still fits in there with the accessories attached, you know, no big deal there. So you can tuck everything away in this bag. Now there's also a double a double bag that you could purchase. For me, I have 2 of the 2000s. I went ahead and purchased this double bag where I can carry both of them together. Looks like this. You can see you can fit both lights in there, and it also has a pouch on the inside. This pouch is usually where I keep my motion sensor and my power bank that we'll talk about in the next video. So it might be worth looking into if you do have multiple LightRangers and you have accessories that you want to kind of keep tucked away so you don't lose anything, you know, when you're going about your trips. So there's the biggest differences between the Devos Outdoors LightRanger 1200 versus the 2000s. Now stay tuned. They are a channel partner, so if you want to grab anything you see in the video, feel free to use our discount code. It will be linked down below, and I'll put it on the screen for you. But if you want to learn more about the accessories that I mentioned, we have the power bank, we have the table, we have the motion sensor, and we also have that light filtering kit for the LightRanger 1200 that I mentioned, which we will be going over all that stuff in the next video. So stay tuned if you want to learn more about that. As I mentioned, discount code is good site-wide. You can use it on the lights or the accessories. Feel free to use that. It does help support the channel. So if you have any questions on anything you saw, put them down below. I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.